Lipids provide the body with 9 calories per gram, making them the most energy-dense out of the biomolecules. The 3 primary types of lipids are phospholipids, sterols, and triglycerides, each with a different role in the body. Over the years, lipids have received a bad reputation, arguing that fat consumed equals fat gained. Research has demonstrated that this is not directly true, and that actually lipid consumption is essential for healthy body functions. A few examples of the role of lipids in the body include that they are the main source of stored energy. They help provide cell structure and function. The cell membranes are a phospholipid bilayer, so lipids are a key component in them. As well, they play a big role in body's temperature regulation and organ protection. There are several types of dietary lipids: saturated fats, trans fats, and unsaturated. Saturated fat is mostly found in animal products like meat or dairy. Trans fats are usually found in processed foods and shortening. If you read an ingredient label and you see the words partially hydrogenated oil, then it's likely that product has trans fat. Unsaturated fats are considered heart-healthy fats and are found in foods like avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, and vegetable oils. Cholesterol is a type of fat that mostly comes from animal sources. Your body makes some on its own, but it's also ingested through butter, whole milk, meat, and other animal products. Cholesterol is important because it makes up part of cell's walls. It forms a part of the bile that digests foods in the stomach, and it allows you to make more vitamin D and hormones like estrogen and testosterone. Considered the bad kind of lipoproteins, LDL are protein-coated capsules of fat floating through the bloodstream with a large proportion of fat relative to protein coating. In contrast, HDL, the good lipoproteins, have a high proportion of protein and a smaller one of fat inside the capsule. Lipids have the particularity of being insoluble in water and soluble in certain organic solvents such as alcohol. Therefore, they are hydrophobic and composed mainly of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Fatty acids are linear molecules containing a carboxylic acid function with an even number of carbon atoms. There are 2 types of them: saturated fatty acids with a hydrophobic and hydrophilic tail, and unsaturated fatty acids that have mono or poly double bonds, which give them specific physical and chemical properties. Glycerides consist of a residue of glycerol esterified with 1, 2, or 3 fatty acids. They serve primarily to store metabolic energy. Triglycerides, composed of 3 fatty acids, represent from 90 to 98% of the lipids ingested in the diet. Phosphoglycerates is a lipid containing fatty acids, a glycerol group, and a residue of phosphorus. Sphingolipids is a complex molecule composed of a fatty acid associated with a sphingosphene molecule by an amide bond. A glycolipid is a complex molecule composed of a simple or a complex associated carbohydrate. And a sterol is a lipid composed of a stearine core. Cholesterol is one of the best known. Lipids contribute to many desirable qualities in food, including attributes like texture, structure, mouthfeel, flavor, and color. The presence of fat significantly enhances these perceptions of food, which can explain why consumers normally gravitate towards fat-rich products like buttery cookies, cakes, fried chicken, ice cream, chocolates, cheese, etc. Generally, the quality of the food is closely related to the quality of their lipids. Very often, the degradability and alteration of lipids are the main causes of the loss of quality of food. However, lipids are also one of the most chemically unstable food components and will easily undergo free radical reactions that not only deteriorate these lipids, but produce rancidity of flavors and degrade proteins, vitamins, and pigments. Oxidative retrogradation is a large economic issue in the food industry because it affects the quality parameters, and furthermore, it results in the production of potentially poisonous compounds and limits the shelf life of foods. Canola oil is a rich source of polyunsaturated fatty acids, especially linoleic acid, alpha-linoleic acid, and monounsaturated fatty acids. Canola oil has an homogeneous fatty acid composition with 95% 18-carbon fatty acids. Odor or flavor of fully refined, deodorized canola oil is described as bland, slightly nutty, and buttery when it is fresh, but during storage, rancid-off flavors may develop. Nagubi Mustafa and Deman found that selectively hydrogenated canola oil with an iodine value of 70 was more stable in its crystallized form than any oil hydrogenated under non-selective conditions. It is the third largest vegetable oil of choice for human consumption globally, and it is enjoying a nutritional advantage in the health-conscious market. That's because of its low level of saturated fatty acids and its high level of monounsaturated fatty acids, oleic acid, thus resulting in positive nutritional aspects and heat stability.